And what we're going to do here in this video is add an event. So these are the ways, this is our navigation pane. These are all the little buttons you can hit to go to different pages within the website. Our gallery has a drop-down menu, but all the rest of them are just direct links into other pages. And if you don't want to use these links through the site, those are all, or if you'd like to see them, kind of the whole layout of the site at once, we have all of that together in this pages subheading. I'm going to go back and make sure you saw what I did there. But so from here, this is our base level page, our toolbar. This pages button within the toolbar, if you click that, it drops you into each of our distinct pages and all of the sub pages included in them, and all the way down. And we're going to be adding an event. So we're going to go to our events page. I'm going to click on that. Okay. So again, what you're seeing on the right-hand side is what anybody who came to our website would see if they just logged on and clicked that button. You're going to have in this toolbar over here access to some other things. So right now, this is just displaying the calendar for March, takes us all the way through March 31st. But on this upcoming events section, you can really easily scroll through these events over here all the way down into, you see we're now into April. You can continue on down into May. And from here, without having to click through all of the pages on this, you could just come to these events. And if you need to edit an event or to get rid of an event, you can do that. So if this session meeting in mid-May, if we need to reschedule this, actually that says 6:30, which isn't the normal time. Let's go ahead and edit this. If we needed to edit or delete this, you would just click on the edit button. If you need to make an addition, you can come into this little drop-down menu and it'll give you a mini calendar and then a timetable. And it will do the same on the ending. The default setting is to have these two times set in an hour apart. So our session meetings are going to be closer to 5:30. I'm going to put 5:30 in there, and we still want it to be PM. And you'll notice that it has automatically adjusted this end time to be 6:30 PM. And if you needed to move this to another date, you would do that the same way. So let's say that the 16th is not going to work for that session meeting, and we needed to reschedule it for the following week. That would just be one click. You would just reschedule right there, and you'll see up here at the top that that has been changed to May 23rd, and additionally on the end date, it has also done the same thing. It switched that to May 23rd. But as it stands, I think we're going to keep it at the 16th. So I'm going to click it back to the 16th. I'm going to click off of that, and I think that's tells us a little bit about what's going on in that session meeting. Everything looks good, so I'm going to save this. Now let's click over on our page here and see if that change is already up and live on the website if people were to visit. So here we are in May 16th. We had moved that session meeting from 6:30 to 5:30, and sure enough, there it is. So if someone were to visit the site right now, this is what they would see on that date. But I also want to show you how to add an event, and the event we're going to add, just as a test case, is my birthday. So we'll click this little button right here, Add Event, and it's going to pull up the exact same menu setup like what we had with that. You'll notice it just pulls it up as if the event is going to happen on whatever day it is. So I'm doing this on Monday the 18th, and that's when it's pulling it up. Your start date on these will be whatever day you're making the event. That's where it will start to begin with. You'll have to come in here and adjust that on your own. So we're going to click over to my birthday month, which is September, and it has just moved it right along on the day, and that's the 18th, which actually works out because my birthday is in fact on the 18th. Because it's a birthday, I normally wouldn't bother with a lot of this, but let's say that we were going to do something like a birthday party. And so we've decided it's going to be a dinner party. It's going to be 6:30 p.m. and then over here this you see automatically adjusts to 7:30. And I'm going to give the event a title. So I'm going to say Happy Birthday Marshall. And I can write in here, this will be a little description. When people click on that event, we're going to say pizza party at Pizza Foundation. Okay. In this options page, you can give it a special URL, which I don't think you'll ever really feel like you need to do. This may change depending on who has logged in the event, but I don't think we need to worry about that at the moment. What you may want to do though for certain events, especially events that we do annually, so some of our events for Memorial Day or some of our events for our Christmas program, you may want to upload an image that is maybe a picture of that event from a year past or something like that. And we're going to try this out here, uploading an image. I'm going to go to, where are we going? Pictures. Here we go. So here we have a collection of different pictures. And we're going to click on this pretty school picture of yours truly. And it's not going to let us do it. That's okay. We'll try it again and see if it happens. If it doesn't, we may have to do something different. So we'll try one more. Okay, there. Nope. All right, that's all right. Well, we'll try this image of Christ Pantocrator and see if it is better there. It's not. We'll come back and do another video where we try and upload an image. That's sometimes because this is hosted through another service, it may not work all the time. I actually had a little trouble trying to get the page loaded a little while ago. If that happens, don't get too frustrated. Just circle back around and try it again later. And like we did earlier with changing the time, you can edit this event the same way here. So it's not worth getting upset over. Just take a deep breath and move on to the next thing. And that's what I'm going to do. So now we're going to go to location. We've already said it's going to be at Pizza Foundation. So I'm going to put that in, Pizza Foundation. And you know, I don't know their address, but here's what I do know. I know that that's a business in Marfa, Texas, 79843. And because I know that, it's going to help me find it. It puts it right there at the middle of the screen. So I can pick up this little toggle, drop it on top of the old Pizza Foundation. And if I want to put their address in, I can even click on Pizza Foundation and know that they're now at 305 Spring Street. And it's added that in for me, so that's helpful. Everything looks good there. If people need to pull this up on a map to figure out how to get there, that'll work. And then this is a third thing we'll need to consider. Those of you that are credentialed to run our Facebook page, once we get the calendar hooked up to the Facebook page by connecting our Facebook account, the events that you create here, if you would like to publish them also on our Facebook page, it will push them out automatically onto that page. So if we're doing a special event for Thanksgiving, or if we're doing something special for Christmas, any event that you put in the calendar would immediately be pushed onto the Facebook page. And that's neat because you're not going to have to go back and forth and create one event on the website and then go put a different event on the Facebook page. It'll all just be the same information shared on both platforms. And I think that could be really, really helpful. All right, I'm going to click back through and make sure everything looks good. Location, looking good. Options, we didn't get the picture in, but that's okay. And then content-wise, it's happy birthday, Marshall. These are the dates and times. This is where it's going to be, just a little bit of information. That looks good. So now I'm just going to save this for now. If you look everything over and you're feeling really confident and you're ready to go ahead and put it live on the World Wide Web for everyone to see, you can hit save and publish, and it will immediately push it to the live version of the site. If you want to come back and make some more changes later, so say, for example, I really wanted to get that picture in. I think it's important that people see my pretty face when they click on that event. I'm just going to click Save, and it won't publish it, but it will also save all the information you've listed in the event detail pane. So let's click Save. And then it's not going to show up on the calendar. We'll go over to September really quick, and you'll see that there's not going to be anything there, right? Oh, previous version of the event. Look at this. Okay, Well, this is something that also may happen and it's worth looking at. Let's scroll down to September and see how it is that a previous version of that event is already scheduled. And let's decide if we're happy with that or not. Oh, there it was. Okay. So we have Happy Birthday Marshall here, somebody's already scheduled, 6 to 7. We've got Happy Birthday Marshall here, but it's only on as a draft. This is actually live. Well, I think I like this 6:30 time better, but I like that the picture is here. So what I'm going to do is instead of hanging on to this, I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. We've already got it in the calendar, but because I do want to change the time, and actually you can do it from the side pane, or if you're already logged in, if I want to just come over here and click on this like this, I can edit the event from this pane too. So let's do it that way since we haven't done that before. So I liked that that event was scheduled at 6:30. Let's go ahead and click in here, and I'm going to move this to 6:30. And again, automatically it's going to shift this end time to 7:30. And I liked that it said where it was happening. So I'm going to say birthday party at Pizza Foundation. And I don't know if a location is listed, so let's look at that too. And sure enough, Pizza Foundation's listed as the location. So the content looks good. It's got my pretty school picture in here. It's got the location. I'm happy with that. I'm going to click Save. You'll notice that earlier we had a button that said Save and one that had said Save and Publish. This has already been published. So there isn't a Save and Publish option. It's just updating what we've put in here. I'm going to hit Save, and let's see if it changes the time on the calendar. Sure enough, there it is. It's adjusted the time to say 6:30 to 7:30. Right? So that's what that would look like on the whole. Let's go back to all events. Okay. And now it doesn't want to show my picture. It's really mad at my picture today. All right. One other thing I want to show you about the calendar that I think will be really helpful is something that happens regularly at the church. There's not currently a way to set it up to be a recurring event each and every week, but that doesn't mean you have to go in and type the same thing every single time. So this just says worship. It's Sunday, June the 2nd. This is the time period, and this is where it happens. If we wanted to add another instance of our worship service onto the calendar, this is set for June 2nd. Well, let's click on this calendar, and let's add it for June 9th. Okay, so that would switch it to June 9. But I'm sorry, I've actually done this wrong. The thing you're going to want to do, this is the duplicate function. So we like that this is set on June 2nd. We're going to hit duplicate, view the changes. We'll discard the changes because they're going to stay anyway. Okay, so one thing you'll want to note is that it now says copy of worship, and it's set on the same day that the original was. We're just going to delete copy of, and then we're going to come down here, and instead of having this be a redundant event on the 2nd, we're just going to move it to the 9th. And the time frame will stay exactly the same. The date will change over here as well. And it should carry everything over, including our location, where our church is located. First Presbyterian Church, right there at good old 110 Columbia. And we'll have our little mini map. So everything looks good here. We've made sure to delete copy. We say when it is and where it is. And now I'm going to hit save and publish. Okay, let's go back into our calendar and check and see if it published. And sure enough, we had worship scheduled for June the 2nd, and we've now duplicated that event for June the 9th. And so this is the sort of thing where it's a little bit of a pain because you can't go in and do it each and every single time and have it just automatically drop in. In some calendar programs you can. But you can duplicate this event multiple times, and it's really, really simple to knock out a month or two at a time. And so if that's something you need to do, that's the way I'd recommend doing that. Okay, that's it for the video on adding an event onto the calendar or editing an event. We're going to do one more video on making sure you know how to upload pictures, which we fooled around a little bit with here. And I think that will be the end of this recording, though. Okay, thanks.